Several aspects of this event are used to raise money, including a silent auction. All of the money is used to improve the health of babies. Around 20 students participated in this year's fashion show, walking on this stage representing clothes from their cultures. During the tournament, several different teams competed, mostly consisting of novices. Each team brought a different technique to the ice. Besides an ice fishing tournament, this event also included a polar plunge to raise money for the cause. Location change provided several benefits, including more space, especially in terms of parking, which has always been a struggle at the lakefront location. Take Back the Night has been taking place in Bemidji since 1982, but this is the first year that it will include a candlelight vigil.
Just time for a change, so we just wanted to try something new, see how it went.
The weather and remaining snow had an impact on the event.
The snows made me very sad. I pictured it being an entirely green event, just beautiful, having kids running around.
However, the structure of the event was unchanged.
The mayor here, who's going to be issuing a proclamation. We also will be having Christine Davidson, who works for the Minnesota Indian Women's Sexual Assault Coalition, doing a brief speech. Education is a huge part of events like this, and striving to make violence an openly discussed topic.
People are they're lacking education and they don't know, and as soon as they come to an event like this and they are educated, you know, like you see them like kind of just like grow with knowledge and like accept the fact that, you know, this is like the way that we're gonna fix things and like make a better future for everybody else.
To getting people to talk about sexual and domestic violence. It's something that's very taboo to talk about in our culture.
We don't want to talk about it, you know, and if we do, we don't want to talk about the right sort of things.
During the event, several t-shirts were displayed.
A clothesline project up, which is a project through the Minnesota Coalition for Battered Women, and it showcases the victims of domestic violence in the year 2010 in Minnesota.
Several different local organizations worked together to create this event.
Key organizations are involved with the sexual assault program of Beltrami, Cass, and Hubbard counties, Northwoods Coalition for Family Safety, Beltrami County Domestic Violence Court, and then the BSU Social Work Club and BSU Lifestyle Educators.
The sexual assault program involves BSU students in order to help them get real-world experience while helping others.
I found my passion for like sexual violence prevention and working with survivors.
The event concluded with the lighting of the luminaries, with a bell ringing after each one, and a moment of silence.
It's going to be a really beautiful and healing event for people.
Take Back the Night focuses on both victims and survivors of domestic and sexual violence. For this week's Community Spotlight intern, Maggie Stiver's Lakeland News. Life is 10% of what happens to you and 90% of how you respond to it. This quote remains true to both Rachel and Chris Jarenson.
Our daughter, Isabella, that was born on November 17th in 2011.
Born with several birth defects, Bella had her first of several surgeries at just 3 days old.
It was a hard year. Our daughter had died on June 11th.
However, this has not stopped the Jarensons in any way.
And we got to come today to be the Ambassador family.
Yeah, I'm really excited to be here.
The Bemidji March of Dimes has a long history that has always included several volunteers.
The mission is to prevent birth defects and premature birth and to help all babies be born healthy.
Several aspects of this event are used to raise money, including a silent auction. All of the money is used to improve the health of babies.
And the money goes for research so that we can find a cure or preventative treatment. It goes for education.
The March of Dimes is sponsored by several local and national sponsors, but the majority of the funds are raised by the teams.
The heart of this event is teams, and teams are formed to raise money. So people join a team and we ask everyone to shoot for raising $200, or some do more, some do less.
The March of Dimes also works to provide parents with programs and services while their children are receiving care.
I think the Jarensons spoke about the support that they received when Bella Boo was in the neonatal intensive care unit.
The March of Dimes provides parents with a hope for a brighter tomorrow.
They don't have to have the same result that we did.
So my hope is that a parent will never have to go through what my husband and I had to go through.
The main goal of the March of Dimes is to help babies be born healthy. For this week's Community Spotlight intern, Maggie Stiver's Lakeland News. The first Children's Fair took place in 1991 and was held in the Grand Rapids Target parking lot.
The reason we had it in the parking lot was because the focus that year was on installing car seats correctly, and we needed the space to do that.
The following year, the Children's Fair moved to a new location and has been there ever since.
It turned out to be quite a success, and we thought, there's really not enough room here. Let's look for a bigger venue. So then the following year is when we had it here at the IRA Civic Center.
70 different organizations were represented at this year's Children's Fair.
For example, police department, fire department, sheriff's department, and then we have all of the nonprofits, all of the organizations and agencies that serve children and families.
Each year, the Children's Fair has a theme. This year is being literacy.
Project Read, they have a big, huge booth because they collect books each year, and this year they collected over 5,000 books.
They can come and pick out 2 free books to bring home.
Each of the organizations strives to weave in the theme into their booth. It was easy for the Grand Rapids Library.
We have a lot of other really fun programs to encourage kids and families to come to the library.
Children are encouraged to keep track of how long they read for, rather than how many books they read.
Time is what we call the great equalizer because everybody can read the same amount of time.
The Children's Fair strives to keep children reading all summer long.
Project Read really works to promote early literacy and then also increase kids' access to books.
Overall, the Grand Rapids Children's Fair strives to show all the opportunities and support for children in the community. For this week's Community Spotlight, intern Maggie Stiver's Lakeland News. The Festival of Nations allows Bemidji State University international students to share bits and pieces of their culture.
Basically what today is a taste of different cultures in one event where Bemidji can really taste different cultures at just one section.
The festival promises to entertain and tantalize your taste buds.
Today there's delicious food everywhere from all over the world.
I'm not sure what it's called. It's like a huge ravioli with meat in the middle. It was delicious.
Each year this event incorporates a theme, this year being Culture Shock.
Because just so many international students experience culture shock coming to America that's so different from their own culture.
Around 20 students participated in this year's fashion show, walking on this stage representing clothes from their cultures.
It's always interesting to see the beautiful traditional garb from the different countries, and some of the models were very outgoing and dramatic.
However, this event would not be possible without help from local businesses.
Bemidji alumni who help out, Bemidji companies around the Beltrami area who help out with this, such as Beltrami Electric, the Pepsi company.
Overall, the students who participate are glad to share and represent their cultures.
A dream of mine to represent Cameroon on some stage, no matter how big or small, and so I'm very proud.
Over 100 students work together to create the Festival of Nations.
A lot of work into it, so it'd be nice to see a good turnout.
The Festival of Nations continues to attract both newcomers and those who consider themselves to be regulars.
Oh my gosh, many times, many times. I love this event. It's one of my favorite in the year.
With the combination of the fashion show, food, and performance, the Festival of Nations provided a great day of learning and fun. For this week's Community Spotlight, intern Maggie Stiver's Lakeland News.